In Monarch Data Prep Studio, the preview lets you pre-assess and review data sources before performing data prep, transformation, and analysis. Files may be dragged into this window, and you may use the New button as well to get more data. For each data source in the list, we have the name, type, source name, and path, along with controls to preview the data or open it in the Prepare interface. There is a Close Preview button to collapse the preview panel, and at the top, there are buttons to close all or close selected data sources. From here, we can filter, as well as sort any of the columns. Clicking on Sort a second time applies a descending sort, and clicking a third time clears the sort. When previewing a data source, aside from displaying the actual data in a grid, Data Prep Studio also provides a table with column information such as the data type and count of unique values. Selecting a column updates the other sections with information on the current field. This histogram shows how values are distributed in the column, and we can review statistics on the selected column such as the null count, row count, number of unique values, and so on. You can limit the number of rows to load into the preview window, or set this to no limit instead. Depending on the kind of data source, there may be additional load options. For an Excel file such as this, you can specify whether the first row has column names, ignore blank rows, import columns as text, or set the number of lines to skip. In case your file goes through changes, you can opt to automatically sync the data on load or refresh. From here, you can set the data types for the source fields either individually or in one go using the bulk type edit options. Provided you have the input connector set to Monarch Excel table, you can also revert to the original data types using scan and define columns. A filter can be applied if there is specific information you want to see. There are different options for the filter expression. For instance, we might want to focus on Central US sales. Let's then set the action to include rows matching the expression and to ignore the case as well. Now our table has been limited to just records on Central US sales. We can now choose to load this subset or clear the filter and load the entire table. This is now ready to be cleansed, prepped, and transformed into valuable and accurate data using Data Prep Studio.